Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina. This story is sponsored by Horry County Solid Waste Authority.
Goodness gracious, after a very long year, we are finally kicking off at 810 Bowling. What a fun morning.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. The energy level of the kids just getting off the buses, it was incredible. You can just feel it, and everybody's so excited. They deserve it though.
They do.
They have worked so hard.
Conway has worked hard all year long, recycling, doing all the projects. I've gotten to be along for the ride. It's been so much fun. But what's going to happen today with these kids?
Oh my goodness. So they have unlimited bowling, of course, because it's 810 Bowling. But I didn't even know this, but the one in Market Commons, they have glow-in-the-dark putt-putt, which is amazing. That's my favorite thing to do. They have an arcade. Some of the kids right now are playing billiards. They're also playing ping pong. So, I mean, they got Jenga over here. I mean, there's so many more things than just bowling and billiards. I mean, you know, I had no idea.
There is a lot to do here.
Perfect field trip.
It is lovely. I mean, this is just the best day for the kids. And they get to have some ice cream, get to have some snacks. You gotta love that too.
Yes, absolutely. The free the t-shirts too.
The t-shirts look fantastic.
Yes, the t-shirts.
Gotta love that.
So on the back, we got the
Represent,
Talking
talking trash.
logo, but we can also see them, so that's important.
I love it. Yeah, you can't miss these kids.
Yes.
All right, so what are you looking forward to most today?
Just enjoying the celebration, you know, enjoying these kids, enjoying the hard work that they've done, and just spending time with them, you know, because they're going to go to 5th grade. Hopefully they're going to keep the tradition going with the recycling, teach all the next 4th graders, and just really establishing relationships with these students.
All right, Miss Callahan, it's
back.
finally here.
Yes.
The finale of Talking
Yes.
Trash at 810 Bowling.
Yeah.
The energy is electric. How are you feeling today?
Oh, we are just so happy and just so thankful to be part of the Talking Trash and to see you guys as much as we have this year. The kids work so hard, and it's just what an amazing culmination of all their hard work. They're still recycling like crazy. So
They are still recycling like crazy. And I have to say that y'all's school is by far the best dancers.
we've got some sweet moves.
I've got to tell you,
Yeah.
every time we do the TikTok dance, they're winning.
They're
for sure.
ready. They know the SWA, you know, so Solid
love
Waste
it.
Authority. Just all the sponsors. I mean, they didn't realize how amazing this trip was going to be, and it's been smiles
We
all
love it.
morning.
Well, we can't wait to see you next
Yes.
year.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see you in October.
If you recycle, you're helping the community, and if you litter, you're not, and then it's going to destroy animals' homes and stuff. So when you join Mr. G, he'll tell you to recycle, and then you'll start recycling, and then when you recycle, you get rewarded with fun field trips, and you win your class Talking Trash.
She said everything I was going to say, but just don't litter and be a bad sport. Pollution would start coming, and it will be very bad for us to breathe.
If you don't recycle, the world won't be what it is today.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Well, welcome back to Living Local Carolina. Today I'm joined by Quadre Stuckey. We're talking about beautiful, beautiful artwork with a rich cultural heritage. How are you doing?
I'm amazing. I'm blessed. Happy to be here. Thank you for having me today.
We're going to do a lot of fun stuff, but first I want to get to know you a little bit.
Okay.
I want you to kind of walk me through your creative process when it comes to this.
So when it comes to my creative process with the artwork, I like to visualize what I'm going to do first in my mind, and then I like to, draw it and sketch it on the canvas. And then once I sketch it on the canvas, I like to add that paint to bring it to life.
And you have quite a history.
Yes.
Why did you get into art in the first place?
I would say art is like my God-given talent. It wasn't something I had to try hard with. It was something that would naturally come to me that just kind of flows easy. So I wanted to use that and share my gift with the world.
I would say that when you look at your art, I was taking a look at your portfolio, and
Yes.
a lot of it is so striking.
Yes.
You have such a unique look.
Yes.
How would you describe your art, though?
I mean, I would describe my art as kind of like a mixture between like contemporary pop art and then low country Gullah lifestyle series. That's what I say, because that's our history and rich culture in Charleston, South Carolina, where I'm from. So it's about that Gullah lifestyle, maintaining the culture and the heritage. So I'm just telling the story through my artwork.
Why is that important to you?
I feel like it's important because if you don't tell your own story, somebody else will tell your story and control your narrative. So it's better for you to keep your own history and pass it down to the generations to come, like your grandkids, your great grandkids, and your children, to let them know where they came from and what you did to make it here where you're at today.
And how does it feel whenever people see your art for the first time?
It feels amazing because, with artwork, it speaks to everybody different. You know what I'm saying? People get happy, people get excited, people get, filled with joy. So, I mean, me inside, that's just a good, heartwarming feeling that I feel every time that people see it, experience it, and then they just love it and fall in love with it.
And what would you say is the toughest part of the process for you?
The toughest part of the process was, I'd probably say, selling it, because, these are like my kids, and then somebody wants to buy it, you gotta let it go and then not look back. But, at the same time, I could just paint another one.
And speaking of, if someone is interested in purchasing your art or taking a look,
Yes.
How can they do that?
Well, they could go online to my website, www.quaddesigns.net, or they could go onto my nonprofit site, www.gullageechifamilyfoundation.com, purchase the artwork.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Quadre. I
Yes.
appreciate you visiting me today.
Definitely.
The following portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by Beach Audiology.
Well, guys, I'm back with Dr. Wiggin at Beach Audiology. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Okay, I just said Beach Audiology, but you actually have a longer title than that.
We are Beach Audiology Hearing and Balance Center, so yes, definitely want to include that and let everyone know that too.
All right, that brings me to my next question. What is it that you guys actually treat here? It's a lot of different things that have to do with your ears that you might not think about.
Right. So, Hearing and Balance Center, right? The inner ear, hearing, and your balance system are the same organ system. So we're a clinic that comprehensively evaluates both the balance and the hearing organs.
Interesting. And we have to address what we're standing in front of right now.
Right. So we're standing in front. This is a sound booth. This is just part of the diagnostics that we do. This is primarily where we test hearing sensitivity to see, what kind of issues you may be having, to diagnose that. We also do tinnitus assessments, so that ringing of the ears. This is one of those areas that we test in as well. Then, of course, we have a whole nother clinic suite for our balance assessment too, where we have rotary chair, we have electrodes for, passive electrophysiological testing as well.
I can imagine when people are feeling these symptoms on a daily basis, it's really rewarding when you're able to actually treat them and help them get better.
It is. It really is. I mean, both giving them that control, helping them with that quality of life piece through their hearing and better communication with friends and socially and at work and et cetera. And balance issues can be quite debilitating. I mean, vertigo, I'm sure a lot of folks have had that sensation of the room spinning around them. And just, again, that lack of control, not being able to control themselves. And the fear, the worst thing is it going to get worse? Can it get better? What am I doing wrong? I don't have any answers, So that's something that really, like you said, that really means a lot, to be able to offer and to be in a place that we can help find those solutions for folks.
The preceding portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by Beach Audiology.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
The following portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by the South Carolina Youth Advocate Program.
Well, thanks again for joining us today on Living Local Carolina. We've been talking a lot about why it's so important for you to foster a child if you have the ability to do so. And today I'm joined by a foster parent as well as someone from SCYAP. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Great, thank you for having us.
All right, I just said it, SCYAP. What does that stand for? What do you guys do?
It stands for South Carolina Youth Advocate Program, and we find homes for special needs or higher risk children. They basically come into the foster care system, and if they're not appropriate for a regular foster home, they need a specialized foster home, then they reach out to our agency to see if we can match that child with a foster home, like Mr. Coakley beside me. And then the child would come and live in the foster home until their parents were able to return to their parents at that time.
Now, Mr. Coakley, how has foster parenting changed your life?
It really has inspired me to encourage others to be more involved with trying to help make sure that everybody out here has a certain quality of life. So it really has given me insight to opportunities to help others.
Gotcha. Now, for first-timers, do we have any advice to give, maybe? Somebody that has never fostered a child before, what they need to know going into it?
When you first call to become a foster parent, it can be kind of daunting, the task, I guess, to get licensed. So don't let that overwhelm you. And, you know, just if you move along in the process, we'll get to the end. It is things like inspections on your home, physicals on your own body to make sure that the children are going to be in a home that is safe and satisfying for them at that time.
Gotcha. Now, what would you say has kind of changed your perspective on fostering over the years? How long have you been doing it, too?
I've been doing it for 5 years, and I believe that what has changed my perspective most is realizing that each case is different. What you see on TV is not always what happens and manifests in real life. And the children, they bring a different presence and a different joy with each unique experience. So that's been what's been most effective in my perspective change.
I love that. That's awesome. And we've talked about this before with SCYAP, but there aren't really any limitations on people who are able to foster, right?
No. And Mr. Coakley is a single foster father who has been doing this for 5 years. And he's taken girls and boys, and he's an amazing foster father to these children, yes. Everyone that goes into his home is well cared for. Yes.
I love that. Now, Mr. Coakley, do you have any advice for first-time foster parents?
I would encourage any first-time foster parent to utilize the resources like Monica and SCYAP, engage the relationship with the DSS caseworker, use the RH counselors at the schools, and just make sure that you don't go into it feeling like you got to man all of the challenges by yourself. There's a support system and a support team in place that will help make the experience the best for the child as well as the foster parent.
Always good to hear there's support out there.
following portion of Living Local Carolina was sponsored by the South Carolina Youth Advocate Program.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.